We ask their hands like this and put it on our forehead. That is blessing. Okay, that's hand gesture. There are some funny things that we do in the Philippines. We always use our mouth. For example, like can you get that for me? That one? You would know that it's Filipino. It's a Filipino gesture. What else? We normally do handshake when meeting people. For younger generation, like what the Americans do, like high five, or those signs of greeting friends, and many more. But one of the best ones is to get the hand of the elderly people and put it on our forehead as a sign of respect. Yes.
The second question is, did you have any culture shock when came to Vietnam?
Oh, not really, because I think what's good about the Vietnamese people is that most of your practices are quite similar to the practices in the Philippines. I mean, in terms of family ties, I know you love your family a lot. Same with the Filipinos. You have a very big respect to elderly people. What else? Most of the traditions here are quite similar to what we have too in the Philippines, like strong family ties. Celebrations are always together with the family. It's always family centered. Very friendly people, very fun. I mean, fun to be with. We share most of the traits, so it's not really a culture shock for me. It's like, oh, I'm still in the Philippines. I feel like I'm still in the Philippines because it's fun. It's fun to be here. We actually share the same traits, almost same traits. Yes.
The first question is, did you have any difficulty communicating with Vietnamese when you first come to Vietnam?
That is with the language. Okay, but through the years, even if I'm not good at Vietnamese, because they already know that I'm a foreigner, just sign language, perhaps, we can understand each other. But you know what? What's good about your country is that if I ask the students, even if you're from another school, they would know that I am a teacher. And they would really try their best to communicate in English as much as they can. And not really a big problem. Yeah, it's very easy to communicate.
The last question is, having worked at Filipinos University, what do you find most interesting about this working environment?
Okay, I've been teaching in the university. I mean, Wasan University for 9 years now. See, I'm one of the oldest here. What I like is that the students give high respect to the teachers. I mean, I think in your country, as in your culture, you give a very high respect with the teachers that you are under with. You would always give that respect anywhere we go. And in terms of the working environment, I like working here because if not, I won't be here anymore. But still, I am working here for 9 years. I think it's because of the probably the quality of education that we are giving, and we are always equipped with different new things that we can learn from ourselves as a teacher, and then we can always share it with our students. So it's not boring. The lessons are not really boring that, oh, it's always the same thing every year. The school would always come up with like new books, new workshops for the teachers, so that when we start teaching again, there are new things that we can share or we can, provide to you as learning, or like probably games, probably activities as icebreaker or whatever. But again, yeah, I'm thankful for that because they provide us with those things, chances to learn more things, and then we can share it to the students.
So, can you introduce a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so hello, I'm Annie. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Finland. I'm studying here at Haasen University for 1 semester, and yeah.
So, how long have you been here?
I've been in Vietnam for 2.5 months, so almost 3 months.
Okay.
But yeah, still a newbie.
So, what brought you here?
Well, I came here to study as an exchange student, so that's the reason. I wanted to try something new, and Vietnam was it.
Like the different culture?
Yeah.
Asia.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So, how do people in your country usually greet each other?
Mainly in Finland, when we meet some new people, we do the handshaking. Yeah, that's right. It's the most common way, and we do it with elder people, with younger people. We do it with all. It's really like formal way to greet people. Yeah.
Like all the same.
Yeah, it's almost, and if it's when you meet somebody for the first time, you usually do the handshaking.
So when you meet someone that close to you, how do you greet them?
We usually hug. It's it's the way, and in many ways it's just like, hello, how you doing? It really depends on the people who you meet.
Okay. So is being on time important to people in your country?
Yeah, it is. I feel like many Finnish people are known that they're always a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Like in Finland, it's really rude to be late.
Oh.
It's really like important to be on time.
So, if someone comes late in a meeting, how?
Yeah, it seems really like it's really rude. It's something that don't happen that often. And Finnish people are usually, we might text like, oh, I'm really sorry, I might be late like 5 minutes or something. It's it's something that is really like deeply in our like culture to be on time. Yeah.
How do you think about that in Vietnam? Do you think Vietnamese are punctual or?
I really think it depends. I feel like while coming to class or something, it's not that like dead serious to be on time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like if you go to some office or something, I feel like Vietnamese are always on time on that way. So it really depends on how, but I feel like they are mostly on time.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
So, how do people in your country do they treat everyone the same, equally?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Regard of social status or the ages.
Yeah, I would
same.
say, yeah, I would say so. In Finland, it's really important to be equal, no matter like where you come from or who you are or anything.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say so. But of course, it's just like my point of view. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the community benefit is an important element when making a decision in your country?
Yeah, I would say so. In many times, if I don't know, is this question about government or how? But it usually is like if we are making some big decisions in Finland, we usually vote for it. Like everybody over 18 years old can go and vote what they think about it. So it's usually always like the community benefit is really important. Yeah.
Mhm. So, like, in the time of COVID-19, like, the Finnish, like, people in your country, do they agree or disagree to wear a mask?
Yeah, it was really hard, I feel, at the start, because in Finland we don't usually like it was something that is not in our like cultural.
Yeah.
So at first it was really hard for people to start wearing the mask.
Yeah.
But after like few weeks or something, I felt like everybody wore the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. Of course, there were a few people that disagreed to wear the mask, but it mainly people wore the mask. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yes.
Do you have like any culture shock living here? Like the difference about the food, the way people act or treat each other?
At first, I think like the main cultural shock was about how much there is going on. Like it's
Yeah.
really hectic, the city, the Ho Chi Minh, and it was a really big cultural shock at first. Nowadays, I don't really. It's not. I'm really fine with it. But at first, there was too much going on. It took me maybe 2 weeks to be like okay with the city and all that is going on.
Like everything was so different.
Yeah, it really is, because here in Ho Chi Minh there lives maybe 9 million or something.
Yeah, up around.
Yeah, and in whole Finland there is like 5 to 6 million people
Wow.
in the whole country, so it's much different.
Yeah. So, like, what is the main difference about the food that you ate here compared to when you're in Finland?
The food, I love it here. It's so much like fresher, how you say it? It's more fresh.
Yeah, more fresh.
Yeah, it's so good, and I like the spices and all that kind of stuff. So it's much better here than in Finland.
Yeah. So are you used to like all of the stuff that's going on here right now? Like, do you cope with it by now?
Yeah, now I'm more okay. It's yeah. Now I don't like really see if there is something going on, or I don't really feel like it's so hectic or anything.
Yeah.
But at first it was too much.
Yeah.
But it took me a few weeks and now I'm fine.
Okay. So, is there like any cultural practice or just thing in general that Vietnamese people do that you find it very hard to watch or cope with?
This was hard question. I
Yeah.
really didn't know like what to think about this, but maybe I don't want to say that it's hard for me to cope with or anything, but it's like when you have those altars like on the street or anywhere, it's so different than back in Finland, because in Finland we are not that like religious. Yeah, that's the right word. So I find it really beautiful. It's a really beautiful way to like respect all that, but it's really different than in Finland.
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah.
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 So now we're moving on to the nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
So, is there any body gesture or hand sign that here that is different from where you're from, Finland?
I don't really know. Do you have some common hand sign that you do? I feel like you do a lot with hands, like kind of like when talking or anything, but Yeah.
We usually use like when taking pictures, we will do like this.
Yeah, that is, and also the heart thing.
Yeah, this one.
This one, yeah, this is different. I didn't know what this was at first. So this is the one thing, yeah.
So people don't do this in Finland.
Not that often. Like sometimes, of course, but not that often, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
So when you're taking a picture, what you will do? You
Just pose,
just
maybe.
smile.
Yeah. Something like that. Maybe give the thumbs or something. Yeah, it really depends. It really depends.
But do you guys doing the thumb up like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least I do it.
It's
Yeah, we do that kind of hard, yeah. But this was, I still don't know how to do it, yeah.
This is like this comes from Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Korean culture.
Okay, but I see it a lot here,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's something that we don't usually do. But yeah, I feel like in Finland we talk a lot with hands. Even I feel that I use my hands a lot when I speak.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have that kind of like hand signs that much.
Okay.
Or then we have the international ones like middle finger or something like that. Yeah. But yeah.
Like so how about body gesture or hand sign that is inappropriate like in your country but you see people do it here? Is there anything like that?
No, I don't see that kind of. I feel like the middle finger or something, it's inappropriate. Yeah, in Finland and also here in Vietnam. Yeah. And it's the one thing that I really feel it's the most inappropriate. Yeah. So not really. I think in Finland the hand signs and body gestures are really international ones. So I feel like it's the same here and in Finland. Yeah.
So how about like when the older people they show the love to the children? What will they do? Like do they pat gently in the children's head or?
They might do that. Yeah, they might do that, or then it's just like hugging or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Finnish people, they are mainly like, people say that we are really like cold and we don't really show that much emotions or anything. So I feel like if you compare like Finnish to maybe like people from Italy or something, Finnish people are really like, we don't have that much like hand signs or anything. We don't maybe show that much love or anything. But it's mainly like hugging and just petting and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Maybe beautiful words or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.